Hello guys, today we're going to be doing a new video, top 3 places to be landing into the World Cup. Well, the World Cup qualifiers that's going to be coming up this in a few weeks. Yeah, top 3 places that you would want to land there, like all the advantages and things. Yeah, you know, good places that you want to get used to for the World Cup. So we're going to be doing these in no chronological order, so they're all the same. No one's better than the other, but like yeah, we're going to be rating them on the loot, positioning on the map, so like where it is, like not Haunted Hills, like something like more in the middle, so you don't have to rotate that far. Yeah, loot and how many enemies go there, and mobility, so like quad crashers, bowlers, like anything like geysers, I think they're called. Yeah, it's geysers. So yeah, let's get on to the video. Number one place, Lazy Lagoon. So Lazy Lagoon, the loot here, I mean, yeah, the loot, we got, every time we go here, we always get out with like at least a pump, you know, green or bitter, AR, AK, whatever, and like at least like full shield and some, you know, stink bombs or like something, an extra weapon like a sniper, grenade launcher, something like that, and stink bombs and, you know, explosives. So the loot here is very, very, very good. You can also, like, as soon as you go from Lazy Lagoon, you can go to Tomato Temple, what used to be Tomato Temple. You can go loot there a bit, and then yeah, maybe your loot can even get even better. But yeah, the loot's very good. Now, positioning on the map, it's north of Dusty Divot, so you don't have to like rotate that much. So it's on a good position on the map. That's also one of the reasons we put it on here, because it's a very, very good position on the map. And plus to that, next factor, mobility. You have bowlers in the ship, which is like very, very nice. Bowlers, you know, the OP things that you use that everyone uses in game and tournaments. Yeah, you have 2 can spawn in the ship, or just 1, but there's always going to be 1 there, but sometimes 2 can spawn. Other than that, there's also cannons that are on the ship and on the outside of Lazy Lagoon, so on the near the town, on mountains, and like on the beach side, which is I think on the west side of the ship. And then there's also the geysers, which you can also rotate with those. You can rotate like tilt the towers direct with the geysers. So yeah, that was it for mobility. Then you have mats. Now mats here, you can find lots and lots of wood and rock or bricks, what do you want to call it. In the ship, you have pallets that are downstairs in the last story. You have quite a lot of pallets that you can farm and get you almost 500. Plus that, there's like a lot of like wooden material things in the ship that you can farm that can give you all the way up to 500. Plus the trees that are on the outside of the town on the west side. There's also a lot of trees there, and yeah, for rock, you can farm the rocks that are outside of the ship, like on the west side and on the town. Plus the fountain in the town gives you a lot of 70 mats, I think. It's real good for mats. And then we have enemies here. We have lots of enemies all the time. There's enemies here. I mean, sometimes maybe if the bus place ain't that near Lazy, there's probably going to be less enemies, but here we always have more than a duo, more than a squad, or like more than 1 person here. So yeah, that's why we got Lazy Lagoon as one of our picks for the top 3 places. Now let's move on to number 2. So we got Fatal at number 2, because, you know, Fatal's like one of our best places. You can see in most of our videos, in all our tournaments, we only land Fatal. So yeah, let's go on the loot. Let's rate loot. The loot here, I mean, it's good, but I think Lazy Lagoon's loot is better. But you're gonna always land out here with a good amount of loot, like something you can work with. Like you can always land with a pump, always AR, SMG, heals, and shield. So yeah, loot's very, very good. Now, positioning on the map, it's south of Salty Springs. It's basically same as Lazy Lagoon, just on the south side. You're gonna get people rotating from Lucky Landing. So yeah, if no enemies come there, then you can always pick off people that rotating from Lucky Landing. Yeah. Now the movement here, there's not much movement to pick up, but there is a one of those pirate places northwest of Fatal Fields on the mountain that can have up to 3 bowlers, and you can rotate from there, from Fatal Fields to that mountain, and grab yourself 3 bowlers and, like, you know, do what you do. Bowlers are pretty OP at this point in the end game. You can just roll around, get a free win with the bowlers. Now mats, as you can see in the video right now, we're farming up mats. You can go either to the forest and farm up wood, get 500 wood. You can probably get like a whole, if squads were available like in tournaments, a whole squad could probably get all of them 500 mats of each type, other than metal, because metal, this place doesn't really have that much metal, but it has a lot of wood and bricks. Now enemies. Here sometimes you're gonna get lucky and get a lot of enemies, or if that's unlucky, then yeah. And sometimes they're gonna be not a single enemy. But then again, I just said people are gonna be rotating from Lucky Landing. So if you do get lucky and people are rotating from Lucky Landing, you can probably pick them off while they're rotating. And then yeah, that was it for Fatal Fields. Let's go on to number 3, which is Polar Peak. Number 3, Polar Peak. This place we also land almost in our tournaments. Not too often, not more than Lazy Lagoon and Fatal Fields, but like this is also one of our places to go. So loot here, as you can see in the background gameplay, we have a lot like I have a lot good loot. We have Golden Scar, Pump, SMG, full shield with healing. That you're gonna get almost every game in here, unless you get unlucky, and probably have some enemy steal your loot or something like that. But otherwise, the loot here is very, very, very good. Yeah, and the positioning on the map, that's, you know, it's not a problem. I mean, it's west from Salty Springs. If you get a glider, you can go down straight away, rotate to Tilted or rotate to Salty Springs. But otherwise, it's hard to rotate from here unless you go south and use the zip lines. Because you can't really go down here unless you waste a lot of mats and like do the strategy where you go down and put a ramp, walls and then ramps, walls and then ramps. So that positioning is good. You've got high ground, but getting away from here is pretty hard. The amount of enemies that come here, sometimes I have a lot of enemies, sometimes there's no enemies. Like in this example, I only have 1 enemy come to me later, but yeah, it's not really a big problem. I mean, sometimes you want to play safe and you don't want that many enemies. This is also a good place to go, but sometimes you're going to get a lot of enemies. So it's like a 50-50% chance. So another point, mats here, you can farm a lot of mats. There's wood everywhere you go. Inside there's the bookshelves. In the castle, outside there's these trees, like in the background gameplay. There's the rocks which give you a lot, and you can just farm the walls and the little barricades here. You're gonna walk out of here every time with max bricks and wood, but metal, you know, not too much metal. Here the enemy comes to me after a while, and then our last factor is last factor is mobility. Sorry, I just cut that out because my mic cut out, so we had to I just did it like this. So mobility here, you can't really find any mobility. I think there's no bowlers, nothing other than the zip lines in the south area. This place has no mobility, but to make up for that, you have a lot of mats, a lot of loot, and like your high ground, you have a lot of high ground, good positioning, you know. And maybe if you want to play safe, there's no you know, enemies for you to come to. But yeah, that was it for Polar Peak, and yeah, let's go on to the outro now. So thank you guys for watching. That was it for the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video, you know, share the video, watch it, you know, like it, yeah, whatever. So hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next video, and yeah, bye. I ben Koeker live stream, ne?